Hello, Mom and Dad, me world. So it's been about 2 weeks. We're a little over 2 weeks now since you are watching this video with the new iPad Pro M4 edition. And this is the 13-inch, which I've got right here. This is it, and we've been using it, as I said, ever since it had come out on the Wednesday, and we've been using it ever since. It is ours. Return policy has come and gone, so it is officially ours. But I do want to say this right off the bat, and I know there have been a lot of videos that have criticized the iPad for being an iPad, being too overpowered for what it is. If we take a look at the very first iPad announcement, where Steve Jobs is on stage showing you iPhone on one side, the MacBook on the other side, and having this column of, hey, what are you going to put in this third position? It can do all of these things. And I think the iPad is still in that third category, and it is just about perfect for that third category, which I do use it for. So I am not doing anything professional or intensive on the iPad at all. It is mainly used as a consumption device, whether it be watching YouTube, Hulu, any other streaming service, if I'm viewing photos, checking email, just generally browsing the internet. That is pretty much just about it. And this version right here, our particular iPad, this is the 1 TB model. We've got this in the silver color. I do think it should hold up really well long term with that silver color. As I said, 1 TB of storage, 16 gigs of memory, and it is unbinned. So we've got 4 performance cores and then 6 high efficiency cores, which is fantastic. And I just want to let you know also that one of the things I've noticed when we're talking about all these numbers, it's going to be the power. And we had the 11-inch, and I wanted to compare that to see how it did against the 13-inch. But the 11-inch that we did have was a 256 gig model, so just the baseline model. And I gotta say, there was absolutely zero performance difference between the two. But getting back again to like the power, where people are saying it's overpowered for what it is a quality of life improvement, meaning you're gonna do everything you're gonna do on there, whether it be going from different app to different app. But I think with the quality of life improvement comes, it's gonna be a tad little bit more responsive, quicker. It's just gonna feel very just like you are touching that glass screen. It's a great experience. We have an iPad mini too, and that's got the A15 processor, where if you use the two of them, which I do almost every day, you can 100% tell the difference between the M series processor to that A15, and it is just more fluid and more smooth with the iPad Pro. You know, the thing is, both of them are going to be doing the exact same things in terms of whether it be viewing content, but again, it's that quality of life improvement where it's just better on the iPad Pro, where it just absolutely feels smoother, feels faster, definitely does. And the iPad mini, that is the current gen iPad mini, but again, you could probably do that with even the first gen iPad mini. So moving away from the power, I want to talk about the size of this. So the size of this here is, this is again the 13-inch. It is big, but a lot of people have been saying, well, does it really matter because it's in a case, having this particular thinness about the new iPads? Then I do 100% believe that you can feel it coming from the M1 iPad Pro, where it was literally, and we're talking about just a credit card or so thicker in terms of thickness, but it does feel lighter. And this is in a case right now, but it was in a case before. I don't use an iPad without a case because I don't want to scratch it or dent it, but I can 100% tell you, yes, you can feel it in the hand. Feels really good. And the thing is also, It's very, very rigid. So you don't have to worry about it feeling too fragile because it doesn't. It feels quite good, quite rigid in the hand, which I was really, really surprised of because with the thinness, you would think it'd be a little bit more delicate, but it's not. Feels phenomenal. So also with the iPad, what they added this year was the tandem OLED display. Tandem OLED display has been phenomenal. So in a very dark room, like if I've got this in the bedroom where I am like looking at the newspaper, I will 100% turn the brightness to the very minimum. It is that bright. But the thing is, I did the very same thing with the mini LED M1 iPad Pro also. We also turn the brightness all the way down because again, it is just that bright. The only thing that I notice here in particular is how saturated the colors are. I could say the colors are just a tad, little bit more saturated than what they were before, but if you do have a mini LED iPad Pro, whether it be M1 or M2, you're absolutely gonna, you will notice it just a little bit, but those displays were also class leading and phenomenal, and this is still also just phenomenal along with those displays. You can say it is OLED. This does get super duper bright when the auto brightness kicks in and you're looking at this in the sunlight or something, that if you're by a window and the brightness kicks up, or if HDR content comes on, yeah, it is super bright, very, very noticeable that you are viewing HDR content. The other thing too, you can see here we've got the new housing for the camera. You've got this one, and then you've got your singular camera on the back, the wide angle lens. I would like to tell you that I have actually used it. We have not actually used any of the cameras at all, and I can't tell you whether or not they have gotten better or have not gotten better, but we're actually going to use it right here just to make sure, and I probably should have done this to make sure they work, but here we are right here. You could see what is behind me, and I think the camera looks all right. From what I can tell, but I don't typically use the cameras again whatsoever. And so here we are. Here is the front-facing camera, and the face tracking works very, very well. But yeah, right here you can see it. You know, the thing is with the front-facing camera, I could take it or leave it because we don't normally use FaceTime that much, and we don't take Zoom calls that much either on it. But again, the camera to me was not a big deal, whether it be in the landscape mode or the portrait mode. Sorry about that, I just got distracted. There's a very fast bird right up here on our shed. Hello, hello. So a couple things I did forget to mention were battery life and the use of a keyboard. First off, with battery life has been spectacular. Battery life has been better with Wi-Fi than it has been with the cellular. For obvious reasons, you've got a much more stable connection with Wi-Fi, and especially with streaming video, it just sips the battery life. It is very, very good with battery life, and especially in the dark. As I said, you crank that brightness all the way to its lowest setting because it is just nice and super bright with that tandem OLED, and battery life again is phenomenal. Next thing is with the keyboard case. So I do like the idea of the keyboard case, but again, my use case is I am just not a pro user like that. I am more of a media consumption person. I just wouldn't use it as much, and if I did need something like that, I would get something like this. This is their Apple's Magic Keyboard. This is the one with their Lightning, and I found this actually works very, very well, hooks up via Bluetooth, and this is indeed Apple's keyboard case. It does have Lightning right here that it does need to charge, but it works really, really well, and you can flip it on and off right here as necessary. And so when you need it, great. When you don't, put it away. That's it. So overall, with the past 2 weeks, the iPad Pro M4 13 has been absolutely phenomenal, like we all know it would be. I am not an iPad power user, so for using it for mainly media content, light content in general, it's been amazing. And the screen is just one of those quality of life improvements along with that M4 processor. Again, quality of life improvements that make it a much better iPad to use, especially generation over generation. They are just that much quicker, but again, quality of life improvements. So if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps out our channel. And until next time, bye for now. Thanks for watching.